Is New World coming to consoles? Well, indications are maybe and probably, so let's talk. Now, a quick plug here for my second channel. I've just released a video on it today, J Evenly. I'm sure you can see where I got that name. Basically, it's going to be talking about the wider MMO genre as a whole. So for those of you who maybe aren't interested in New World so much, please go and check that out. Or if you are interested in New World, please do. I'll leave a link to the channel and my newest video. Thank you. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about the indication that New World is coming to consoles. Amazon and New World today tweeted about the job listings, and somebody has found this one. You know, there's no like smoking gun here that says it's definitely coming to consoles or anything like that. So if you're looking for the announcement or the release of that information, this isn't that. This is sort of us just gleaming the information that we can. And this post you'll see on the screen, well, number one, it calls New World a sandbox MMO, which I'm guessing is getting more and more questionable over time. But a key thing here is to look at this. So they want people to join the live operations team in sunny San Diego, to help bring our titles to our partner platforms, i.e. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, Epic and Steam. Now Epic and Steam are both obviously like PC, but the other three are obviously consoles. Now does this mean it's definitely coming to consoles? Well, no, not necessarily, because it just says our titles, of which they don't have like an absolute shed ton right now, but presumably considering they mentioned New World in this, that New World might be included, and quite frankly it would make sense for New World to go onto consoles, open the market up, get as many eyes on the product as you can. Probably wouldn't be able to have crossplay because it's quite competitive, but well, it could have crossplay but just not with PC. I guess the console could probably quite easily crossplay with each other. Yeah, and it would be interesting to see, give New World a big bump in like public consciousness, especially if the game actually works, which obviously they would need to test it quite thoroughly. But yeah, I think this is an indication that a console version of New World I think is actually quite likely if it's not too difficult for them to port over. And right now you can plug in a controller and it sort of works. Like there's like Steam profiles where you can get a controller to work like way better. You're never going to be like super competitive, but it sort of works. In fact, let me show you. I'll just plug in a controller without downloading any profiles and I'll show you what I mean. So here I am in game. I've got my little like old Xbox 360 controller because I'm an old man and that's the only console I can play with. And I've not downloaded any profiles. I've literally just plugged in the controller. You can sort of like do your basic attack and you know, you can block and that kind of thing. And you know, if you want to play on the couch, you can play. There's ways of doing the abilities, but I actually just don't know them. I think I would probably need a proper profile for that. But you know, if I can figure out which button it is to actually chop the tree, which one is it, Jay? Well, for some reason, even though I've played this before with the controller whilst chilling downstairs, I now can't actually find the button that does E. But you can do, you know, you can imagine if you rebound these, you'd be able to like just farm and that kind of thing and block and crouch and whatever the hell you wanted to do. It doesn't quite work with a controller now, but you can sort of do stuff if you want to go to that effort and make it work. Like I can run about, you know, an aim and that kind of thing. You could do some basic stuff at least. Obviously the content would probably have to be scaled, I guess, maybe made a little bit easier perhaps on consoles. Maybe, I don't know, it depends how good you console guys are, I guess. But it would be nice to see it happen just so we get full console support, because what they could do is introduce like basically controller mode on the PC version so that you can do everything and test it out with just the controller. That'd be pretty cool to see. So I think it's inevitable at some point New World will have like a second wind of PR, and that'll probably come in a couple of forms. They might do it with this like PvP arena, sure, but the biggest pushes are likely going to be when we get an expansion or if the game comes to console. Well, it might actually turn out to be both. Let me know your thoughts. Would you actually play New World on a console? I mean, obviously you guys probably play New World now, but if it came out on a console, would you play it? Or would you be happy to see like better controller support? I personally would. Have a most beautiful day. Come and subscribe to my second channel. I'd really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.